It was like you were in my back pocket. Without you, I wouldn't have had the strength to say, right, this is my moment. This is my time. This is about time.
The power to do things and to get the proof was necessary for me. Going across the country seemed like a financial, what are you doing? But it was proof that we are powerful leaders. We are powerful people.
I really just want to thank you for the opportunity to rewire your brain. I was valuing things related to what I really want to do.
Welcome back to Sing by Numbers Live. My name is Mama Number, aka Honey La Rochelle. It is such an honor to be with you every single Wednesday at noon, where we get to nerd out and geek out on the intricacies and the magic that lives inside of the relationship between notes and numbers. So this is, yes, a nerdy, very nerdy music talk show. As you guys probably know, if you've ever been to this show before, we go live on Instagram, we go live on YouTube, we go live on Facebook. But the best thing to do is go to singbynumbers.com/live or singbynumbers.com/stage so you can join in on the conversation. I can only see comments from those of you who are inside of that link. Otherwise, we just hanging out. And I love to see y'all hanging out. But if you want to really hang out and get nerdy with me and talk about music and geek out, which is what I like to do, then let's do it for real. And let's do it inside of the stream. So every week we meet and we nerd out. Last week we went through what I call crunchy chords. I call them crunchy chords because the notes are all crunched together. Those are my favorite kind of chords. Back in the day, I used to call notes that make a chord crunchy the color note. So let's talk a little bit about color notes. So in the scale, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Ooh, I'm raspy this morning. It's early for me. I mean, it's noon, but but you know, I'm an artist. We're up late at night, and like me singing in the morning, it's just I didn't grow up singing in the morning. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. That's a major scale. Now, if we're gonna get crunchy, well, first of all, if we're making a chord, we're gonna go 1, 3, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? So there's a 2 and a 4 in between the main notes of the chord. So if we're going to make it crunchy, we may have 1, 2, 3, 5. So the 1, 2, 3 playing all together, that creates what's called dissonance. But the 2 is the caveat. The 2 is what we call a color note. The 2 is so important. So if you're trying to find your 3, you're going to skip through a 2, right? Now, in a major scale, your steps go whole, half. In other words, you start on the 1, you take a whole step to get to the 2, and you take another whole step to get to the 3. You don't take a half step till you're going from 3 to 4. So we'll get to that in a sec. So let's focus. 1, 2, and 3. 1, whole step. 2. Why is it called a whole step? Because there's a half step in between. So 1, 2, 2. Those are both considered the 2 when you're singing by number, but 1 is a minor and 1 is a major, or 1 is a half step and 1 is a whole step. So minor means that a note has been diminished by a half a step, lowered by a half a step. Major means that it is either on point or it has been augmented by a half step, depending on the scenario. In this case, if we're just looking at the regular 1 chord, 1, 3, 5, and we're going 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 2, right? So we're doing a whole step. We've skipped that half step to get to the whole step, to get to 2. 3, 3. So that's the minor 3 and the major 3. 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. Often when I'm doing a sing by numbers method, I would use and for a half step. Excuse me. So I would say 1 and 2 and 3. This is very common moving. That's a chromatic movement. Chromatic means you're doing all half steps instead of a regular shape of a scale, which is whole, half, whole, half. So if you know your 1 and you know the quality, right? The quality of the scale, is it major or minor? That's the question we're always asking if we're analyzing for sing by numbers. for numbers, if we want to find what the numbers are. Now, the only reason we ever want to find what the numbers are is so that we can show up at the gig knowing the number. Now, many musicians are ear musicians, right? A lot of us didn't learn how to read, didn't go to school and learn the theory. We simply could hear something. And I found, I myself am that type of musician. I found that I could hear it, but it wasn't until I could identify it. Okay, so you're asking what's the difference between dissonance and color crunchy notes once you explain. Okay, great question. Actually, there's no real difference. It's just how you would use that language. So thank you for asking, Showtech. I'm assuming this, is that Ace? Is that you, Ace? Oh, you said never mind because I did explain it. Okay, crunchy notes are the notes that create the color. They are the notes that create the dissonance. So I hope that explains, but feel free to hop back in the comments. It's Marlon. Hi, babe. You're show tech today. You keep switching it up on me. Hi, Marlon. Okay, well, thank you for the question. If you have any others, chime in, baby. And if you want to come to singbynumbers.com/stage, then we can have a real-time conversation. And we don't have, I'm sure there's a delay, right? You're commenting, and then I'm seeing it way later. Anyway, so 1, 2, 2, or 1 and 2 and 3. So if you have a 1, 2, 3 playing at the same time, I wonder if you guys can hear my keyboard. Stand by. This is me being spontaneous, and I did not prepare to plan I did not plan to play the keyboard. However, I want to give you an example of dissonance. So let it warm up and let the volume be up. Give me a sign if you can hear the keyboard. Hi, Kate. Can you hear the keys? Okay. So we were in G. So we were doing 1 and 2 and 3. Just say yes or no in the comments, or give me some hearts or something. Let me know. Okay, you can hear it well. Hi, buddy. All right. Oh, it's nice to see you guys in here. All right, so we're talking about crunchy chords / color notes. Last week, we really focused on crunchy chords, and we went into Omar's repertoire. I love Omar so much, and I got to perform with him last week, and his music has always been so emotionally provoking, and I'm analyzing why, right? The reason I'm looking through all these tunes is like, why come this song makes me feel like it's pulling at something? And I believe that it's because of crunchy chords and or color notes that create crunchy chords and or dissonance. So if you're making a chord, that's a regular 1 chord, right? Maybe I'll move up an octave so you can hear it a little better. Is that better? I don't know if it's better. Hopefully you can hear it well. Right. Now, this is a major 1 chord. This is if I play the 1. If I play all together and add that 5, listen at that. Doesn't it feel better? I mean, it feels different. Better as a judgment. Sometimes this is all you need, but sometimes it just gives it a little Now, if we were to do, okay, remember that the scale is whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half. That's a major scale. So if we're going, that's a whole step. That's another whole step. So the next one has to be a half step. And then you do another whole. So we've made it all the way to 5 through these steps, whole, whole, half, whole, 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 half, right? So listen at the regular major chord, major 1 chord. But if we add that little half step, the 4, also a great color note. So far we've had the 2 identified as the top color note, but here's a 4. What does that do? Now that doesn't feel so sexy. In this case, I might take the 1 away. Now this is still a 1 chord, by the way. The 1 doesn't have to be even present in the chord, but listen at this. Now that creates a feeling, right? To me, that's not the nicest feeling. To me, this is what I'm going to use if I'm making music for a horror film. If I'm going to use this if I'm trying to create pain or tension. But then when I right? So the 2 is a way beautifuler color note in the 1 chord. Now let's move up. What's that? That's a 7 minor. 1, 3, 5, 7. Very common in jazz. Let me switch hands. But what's this? Yeah. 1, 3, 5, 7. Which one do you like better? Which one feels sweeter? There's one, or there's another. Now, another way to play the 1 chord is to invert it. So we're start on the 3. All right. So now we've put the 1, we took the 1 from the bottom and we put it on top. How does that feel? Okay. Or, okay. So listening to the difference between the major and the minor, imagine what emotions are going to be evoked and why come. Let me see here. Somebody says in the in research that Omar sings. Yes. Oh my God, you got it. The in research. Let's listen at that so people know what you're talking about. But that's exactly real. I believe I have that one uploaded in here. Unfortunately, we can't just play whatever song. All right, you're going to listen to this one thing, and then I have a special guest for you, so stand by. We did Omar last week, but, this is my single with Omar. This is called Research. When it gets to the chorus, listen at his read. Thank you, Marlon, Joe Tech, for bringing this up. Enjoy. All right, here comes the chorus. We're listening for the re. It goes fast. Pay attention. Here it comes. Here it goes. Y'all heard it? That's a color note. That's a crunchy chord. One more time. Here it comes. All right, that's enough of that. Did it make you crunch your face? I'm on re. He's on re. Truth is we curse, so I've been doing research. Ooh, come on, baby. Come on, baby. Okay, one day I am going to analyze the whole thing, but I do have a special guest for you guys. I went on the Dave Cause cruise and I interviewed some of the most amazing musicians in the world. We were all in Norway together. And let me see, can I start this from the top? All right. So I'm about to play you this interview with this very amazing artist. I'm going to make sure that his banner. Wait, do we have his banner? We'll figure out the banner later. You guys, enjoy this interview with Carl Wagner. He's an amazing artist, and you're going to fall in love with him by the end of this. Let me take this comment off the screen and play this. See you guys in a sec. Well, first I have to do a thing with the thing, which is going to mean that you won't hear me. Okay, bye. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sing by Numbers Live. My name is Honey LaRochelle. I've got Carl.
Yeah.
What's your last
Hey guys,
name, Carl?
Wachner.
That guy. Carl Wachner, who I've just met this week here. We're in
Leavik, Norway. Yeah.
On the Dave Cause cruise, and I have been blown away by you all week, and I've just been enjoying discovering you and learning that you exist in the world, and then getting to hear what a treat you are musically. So thank you for being you.
Well, it's my pleasure, and to be honest, it's mutual. By the way, we've been jamming out and jumping in on each other's sets, so
Indeed,
it's part of the magic of this little tour.
Yeah. So I've just been collecting as much data as possible. I've been creating a course called Sing by Numbers, and the goal is to teach singers the number system. And I think prior to teaching singers the number system, I get to teach them why they might want to learn the number system. So my main question will be, have you ever used numbers? Have they ever come up for you? You are an instrumentalist and a vocalist.
Yeah.
And my experience is that instrumentalists often learn their numbers.
Generally, yeah.
And singers often don't know their numbers.
That's right. And so I'm the perfect blend between the two of them. I know them enough to be able to work with them, but not instantly. So,
okay.
Yeah, it's definitely something. I mean, they used to be called, or more often called, the Nashville number system.
Yeah.
And I'm based out of Nashville, Tennessee.
Okay.
And so, but from Australia. So
yeah, clearly not from there.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. A little further south. But yeah, it's a wonderful system. And I think it makes a lot more difference when you're transposing the different keys and stuff. And especially for singers, if you know your numbers, you don't have to, and you know your numbers and which key you're in. Yeah. Then that's half the battle. So
100%.
Yeah.
So when did you start playing? Tell us a little bit about you and your history, and like how we can all get to know you a little more.
All right. I started playing, well, I guess I was in school. The long story short, I was in school. I started playing Wonderwall with a crappy guitar in front of, all of my school friends. And we'd never finish the song. We'd always play half the song. And then our ADD would kick in and we'd play the next song. And so we'd do that. We started a school band and we started playing like birthday parties and like, just little events and
Love
things, all covers, music. And then originals started creeping in for me.
Yeah.
Always
around
bands.
How old?
I think I was like 16,
okay,
17 kind of
just
deal.
A few years ago.
Yeah, just a couple. Yeah. And but then originals kind of, it's sort of 50-50 for me. I play half original shows and half covers shows still.
So you're self-taught?
Yeah, essentially.
Did you learn to read? Do you read?
No, so I don't read. I read it. I don't read music. I can work with the numbers, and I generally do chord charts and transpose to number charts. But yes, I'm the guy that's like, oh, I've heard it a few times. I can figure it out. Right. And then I end up, especially when I play shows out in Nashville or sort of covers gigs still, I'll get requested to play a song and I'll just Google the lyrics and then go, oh yeah, this is it. And the problem with that, the good thing is you can just do it on the spot. The bad thing is if you do that twice for the same song, then you're like, oh, I know it. And then you that's how you play it now. And then until
everybody's you actually, like, excuse you.
That's right. Well, until you hear it on the radio or on a Spotify playlist or something, and you're like, whoa, I play it totally different. But you get a lot of, oh, this is a really interesting interpretation. Or luckily, like people usually like it.
I think that's the way. That's actually organic and real, and I think that's dope.
Yeah.
And it's part of what makes you dope. Now, one of the things I've loved about your shows all week is how loose and relaxed and sort of wingy dingy it's felt. Like you're just going in and you're just playing the out of stuff. Okay, so when did numbers become, like, who introduced them to you? How did they come into your life?
So they came into my life pretty nicely, actually. Most of my band, when I was playing in a band, before I did a lot of looping and stuff, they all use numbers.
Okay.
And so they're all instrumental players or like session guitarists, session musicians. So they're used to doing it. And the best one was actually my drummer, who's the person who least needed numbers at all. But I remember he was calling out, that's 4, 5, 2, whatever. And so he'd be doing it while he was playing in between hits, shouting out to the bass player. So he was the reason that a lot of us doubled down on either learning it to a point of that I've learned it to that I can get by using it, or
100%.
learning it legitimately like everybody else ended up doing.
Well, okay, but what's the difference between like getting by and legitimately? For me, I feel like the whole point is cheat codes.
Yeah.
And like, we're not here to be, yes, I love geeking out and nerding out and like unpacking what the numbers are in a song, but
Yeah.
ultimately I just want to play the song. I want to move somebody. I
Yeah.
want to touch someone. So I think, like, what's the major difference for you in from just winging it to legitimacy?
Okay,
numbers?
that's a good question. I think legitimacy is being able to do it fluently.
Okay.
As in being able to call them out through the song. I think
but
that's
you're capable of that.
Capable of that slowly. If it's a slow song, you know, if it's only got a handful of numbers in it, if it's not, you know, if I'm not rolling between jazz chord progressions or anything,
Right.
I'm capable of doing that. So I'm on the cusp. I would like to be better at it.
Okay.
And this is actually perfect because technically, whether you realize it or not, you're calling me out on the fact that I need to be better at it. I know you don't mean to.
I disagree, but okay.
I know you don't mean
like,
to,
my
but
whole thing is like, let's just get by.
Yeah.
Because listen, we're
Yeah.
touring the world. We're in Norway today.
Yeah.
You're from Australia. You live in Nashville. I'm from Canada. I live in LA. We're here.
Yeah.
Because we know enough
Yep.
of the number system.
Yep.
But without the number system, I know that I wouldn't be as fast as I am, as capable as I am. Yeah. So this is my gospel.
Well, it's a confidence thing. It's a confidence thing. If you're in there and you kind of know what you're doing, or you know where the song's headed,
100%.
Then you can just relax and you can be the best that you can. I mean, you're an amazing. Your voice is incredible.
Thank you.
So you can sit back. Thank you. You can sit back and like just know that there's nothing to worry about. Like you can just sit back and just and really dial in your spot.
Yeah.
Whereas, you know, if you're not sure where the song's going, or if the band's unsure of the key, or if they're not sure, you know, especially the more original content that you get into and more unknown songs that you get into, if you're constantly having to keep everybody on their toes, then you can't do the best job that you have.
You can't let go.
That's right.
Right. You're driving.
Yes, that's right.
Okay. So tell us where we can find your music, how we can all connect best with you. Do you have new music that you're sharing, or what's the latest and the greatest in Carl Wachner?
All right, cool. So I have all the socials, all the social media stuff.
Which is
everybody's on there. Just Carl Wachner, my name, CarlWockner.
See, I would have been like WALK. So
yeah. Well, the Australian accent creeps in pretty heavy
Wachner.
on my name. Wachner, that's right.
Thank you.
So everywhere on there, I have a lot of music out, and I'm in the middle of releasing a live album. Actually, I filmed everything live, and it's all I do the live looping thing, so beatbox, one-man band deal. So I filmed the whole thing live. There's 9 songs. There's a song coming out every week for 9 weeks. And the last song comes out on July 4th.
Do you have a mailing list that we can get on so that we receive it in our inbox?
I do. It's just on my website. So
carlwalkner.com.
Yeah. Nice and easy.
You guys, when you're watching this is probably after the 4th of July, but whenever you're watching this, I promise you what you want to do is go to carlwalkner.com immediately and sign up for his mailing list and just get connected to this artist, because he is absolutely heartbreaking, tragically good.
I thought you were going to stop at heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. Anyway,
stab me in the heart.
Yeah, bam.
You can hear both of us are very raspy right now. We've been singing like 25 shows a day. It might be a little hyperbolic with that number, but it feels like that, because then the talking afterward over the loud music.
And there's so much music. There's so much music, and we can't get away from it. I mean, we don't want to get away from it, is my point. We cannot physically, because we love it. So we're standing next to the stage, saying hi to our friends, and just enjoying the whole thing. Yeah.
But it's been such a treat, and so I'm so happy to know you, and I'm looking forward to knowing you for the rest of our lives. Now.
That's awesome. Thank you.
You're in, buddy.
Yeah, let's go. Well, thanks, everybody. It's fantastic.
All righty then. That was the Carl Wachner. Go and like and love and follow that man. I know that these interviews only give you just like a little information, and what's missing is actual music. Like going forward during this show, I think what I'll do for these interviews is actually see, can we create a performance? Because I know that me telling you to go and like and follow these artists just isn't going to hold as much weight as if you just heard something from him. So every artist that I bring on this show, just know that they are all beasts. And I noticed that we listen differently if we recognize the name. Like if somebody says, hey, listen at this new song, you may or may not be interested in it. It may or may not strike you in any way. But if somebody says, hey, listen at this new Beyonce record, you might listen differently. So just notice, like, how are you listening in the world? Because listening is 90% of powerful communication. And music, obviously, the universal language. This is a communications tool. That's why we have music. We're trying to communicate feelings. We're trying to communicate. We are not trying. We are communicating emotions, feelings, sharing stories. We're passing history down. I mean, the level of the relevance of music is so deep and high. And 90% of us are listening to music, right? Only 10% of the world is making the music. 90% is listening. So if somebody says to you, listen at this artist, I implore you, go and listen at Carl Walkner. Boom. Go like and follow him. Go to carlwalkner.com and just enjoy. And you're welcome. Thank you guys for tuning in. We're here every Wednesday at noon. We start at noon Pacific, 3 p.m. Eastern, 8 or 9 p.m. London and Denmark, depending on what time, whether or not we've had daylight savings yet in the year. So I just hope that you will plan to tune in with us every week. We get a little bit nerdy. Today we talked about color notes. Last week we did crunchy chords. I thank all of you who showed up, who jumped in the comments, who show love, and especially to those of you who go the extra step to go and follow our special guest of the day, Carl Walkner. Thank you, Carl, if you're watching. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for sharing your time with us. And you guys, love you deeply. We'll see you next Wednesday. Peace. Oh, before we go, I just want to welcome all of the new rock stars into Sing by Numbers Academy. We started our very first orientation on Tuesday, so we are in session. It's happening right now. And so just shout out these beautiful people. All right. Peace, love, hair grease, chicken grease. Bye-bye.